She reached the gate 1 minute before departure, and she was already 4 minutes too late. What happened next looked like a simple public meltdown, but behind it was a conflict we see everywhere. One person thinks a rule is aimed at them, while the system is operating on a clock they cannot see. This happened at Guangzhou East railway station on June 30, 2026. The passenger held a ticket for train C-7-0-7-7 to Shenzhen. Departure was scheduled for 4:36 in the afternoon. She reached the ticket gate at 4:35. That sounds close enough until you learn that ticket checking had stopped at 4:31. Station staff told her she could no longer enter. According to the station's official account, she then lost control, throwing belongings, insulting and striking employees, and grabbing and damaging a staff video recorder. Police later took her away for investigation. The clip spread because the behavior was extreme. But the more important question is this: why could staff not simply let her run for the train? Because departure time is not boarding time. Passengers still need to travel from the gate to the platform. Staff need to clear the platform, close doors, confirm conditions, and coordinate departure with the wider rail network. A train is not an elevator that can wait because someone is running down the hall. China's railway rules require stations to publish their gate closing times, and the official ticketing service warns passengers that checking stops before departure. The 5-minute buffer in this case was not a personal judgment, it was an operating threshold. But that is not how the passenger appeared to understand it. To her, the sentence, "The gate is closed," became, "You are refusing to help me." A system constraint became a personal attack. And once that switch happens, explanations stop working. The original video shows the same pattern in other settings. On a train, an adult passenger reportedly used a discounted child ticket while occupying a higher class seat. A conductor spent nearly 20 minutes explaining the fare difference and asking him to pay the supplement. He kept arguing as if the length of the conversation could change the ticket he had purchased. On an aircraft, a passenger saw empty seats in front and demanded to move. Cabin crew explained that seating decisions can involve weight distribution and operational requirements. She saw empty chairs. They saw a system they were responsible for operating safely. At an amusement park, a father wanted his child admitted to a ride despite the child being below the height requirement. Staff refused, the ride was delayed, and the dispute spread to other visitors. Different places, same translation error. "This rule applies to everyone" becomes, "This rule was invented to target me." Now, institutions do not get a free pass. Rules can be badly designed, signs can be unclear, apps can bury important deadlines. Employees can repeat policy without explaining the reason behind it. A passenger who misses a train may be stressed, confused, or unfamiliar with the station. Good systems reduce conflict before it starts. They make the cutoff visible, they warn people early, and when someone misses it, they immediately explain the next option: rebooking, changing the ticket, or finding another departure. But poor communication does not turn violence into a customer service complaint, and frustration does not create a right to ignore a safety boundary. The Chinese video labels these people stupid and connects the idea to Dietrich Bonhoeffer. That needs context. Bonhoeffer was a German theologian and anti-Nazi dissident, not a social psychologist. His writing about folly was a reflection on people surrendering independent judgment under social and political power. It was not a diagnosis for every rude passenger caught on camera. Calling someone stupid may feel satisfying, it does not explain the mechanism. A better description is cognitive closure under stress. A person decides what the conflict means, then filters every new fact through that decision. The more you explain, the more material they find to resist. That is why some arguments become impossible. The two sides are no longer discussing the same problem. The useful response is not blind obedience. It is asking one better question. Not, "Why are you doing this to me?" but, "What constraint am I missing and what can I do next?" The train has a timetable. The aircraft has an operating envelope. The ride has a safety limit. None of these systems is perfect, but none of them can be rebuilt around one person's anger in real time. The world does not revolve around us. Understanding how it moves is how we stop running into walls. Follow me, and I will take you inside the real story of China.